place here at Calvary Baptist Church several years ago with our deaf ministry. In 1989, a young single mother by the name of Lisa Gavin and her 3 children started attending Calvary Baptist Church. Her oldest daughter was named Brandy, and then Stephanie, and then her young son named Jeromie. Along about the same time, a young couple by the name of Jim and Robin Doster started attending Calvary Baptist. Robin had been going to Bill Rice Ranch and learning the sign language and had a burden to reach the deaf people. As they started the deaf ministry here at Calvary, Lisa became very interested in learning the sign language and built a close relationship with Mrs. Doster. On December the 7th of 1991, the deaf ministry was hosting a hayride. Lisa and her children were involved in that hayride. And somehow that night, in the midst of all the fun and activity, young Jeromie, 9 years old, somehow fell off of the hay wagon and was ran over and crushed. Our hearts were broken as we realized the tragedy of losing young Jeromie. But somehow God gave Lisa the grace that she needed to stay in church, keep driving her Sunday school bus, keep her children in church, and God continued to bless her. In 1995, a man by the name of Larry Lee, struggling and hurting himself, came to Calvary Baptist from Georgia, and he noticed Lisa and her faithfulness and her raising her children. And one day he came to me and said, "Preacher, do you think it would be a good idea if I asked Lisa out?" They fell in love and got married, and God gave them a little boy named Jonathan. Together they continued to raise the girls. Brandy graduated from high school, went to Hyles Anderson College, met a young man from the Philippines whose dad was a missionary, Ricky Martin, fell in love with Ricky, and Brandy and Ricky have served the last 5 or 6 years as missionaries in the Philippines. Her younger sister, Stephanie, graduated from high school, went to Hyles Anderson College also, met a young man by the name of John Saylor, and now they're married and on deputation going as missionaries to Mexico. And because of Lisa's faithfulness, God has blessed her children and they're serving the Lord. The young man that you saw playing the piano a moment ago was their son. He's now 12 years old. His name is Jonathan. And God has blessed Lisa and her faithfulness. She was the one that kept our deaf ministry going. After the Dosters left, she would interpret for the deaf as they came. Now God has given us two ladies that help us with our deaf ministry. And I want to introduce you to Lisa that I've been talking to you about. This is Lisa Gavin Lee. And Lisa, I want to thank you for your faithfulness through the years of just staying in church, loving the Lord, letting God give you the grace that you needed, and your faithfulness. I appreciate that. Why don't you, Lisa, invite the deaf to come and visit Calvary Baptist Church?
Thank you, Preacher. I love Calvary Baptist Church. I wouldn't have survived all these years without the church and the church support. And I'd like to invite all of the deaf people in the area to come and visit Calvary Baptist Church. It's a wonderful church, and I love it here.
Also, let me introduce you to Brother Larry Lee, the one that came to Lisa's rescue in 1995. Brother Larry is our song leader here at Calvary Baptist, does a great job. He's been a blessing to this family, to my family, and to Calvary Baptist Church.